Please.
Might be a minor. Do you have enough
Hold
battery
on.
in your laptop?
What?
Do you have enough battery?
I think so. Say hi to Yosh, everyone.
Hi.
Okay. You want to sit down?
Sure.
Yosh is gonna join. We just I just got back from acting class. Well, I filmed like a video outside of the Hollywood Mall with Jerome, and then Yosh was there too. And then I had acting class right after, so I had to run home and like rush. But it's like super sweaty outside, stuff like that. This pimple and this one, they're like huge. I started drinking like this protein, and I got them. All right, so book club. Let me tweet this out really quick. Okay, how do I do this? How do I tweet this out? Oh,
Boom.
ooh. Okay, I just finished broadcasting live on. It was awesome. No. How do I tweet this out? Like, what do I tweet?
Check out.
What link? So it's just younow.com/CameronDallas_1. Yes. All right. Bring about to start reading. I think that's how you do it. All right. How do I see who's on here? Oh, damn. 4,000 people. Are you guys ready to read the book? Have you heard this book? Have you heard it?
I have.
All right, so just make sure you talk loud. We are going to start. We are going to start reading the book. I'm surprised you guys actually wanted to. Oh, dang, that's quick. I'm surprised you guys actually wanted to like do the book club thing. I don't know.
It's interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah. I don't know. I came up with it and I was like, why didn't we just do a book club? Because I have to start reading and stuff like that for acting. And I actually met John Green at VidCon. I almost sandwiched him. But that's a video that I'm coming out with soon. Okay. Do you guys have your books? How do I see comments? Frozen. Is it frozen? Hello. You have to talk louder.
Okay, hey guys.
Alright, cool. We're watching ourselves, but my comment thing. But can you guys? Do you guys have the book? Because I don't want to start reading until you guys have the book. So I guess I'll just start reading out loud. It's kind of awkward. But you guys just read along with me. I feel like I'm like a English teacher. Like, make sure everyone has their books, and you get in trouble if you don't have your book. But you can just like follow along.
I feel like I'm back in school, and I like it.
I know.
I like it.
The Fault in Our Stars. So I don't know. Should I read just like one chapter? How long is one chapter? Should I just do like one chapter a day, or not a day, but like every Thursday, or 2 chapters?
One, definitely.
We'll just go. Yeah, definitely one. It's only like a couple pages. Ready?
Chapter 1.
Chapter UNO. Chapter 1. Late in the winter of my 17th year, my mother decided I was depressed, presumably because I rarely left the house, spent quite a lot of time in bed, read the same book over and over, ate infrequently, and devoted quite a bit of my abundant free time to thinking about death. What the heck?
Deep.
Dude, I definitely haven't read in the longest time. Those were some crazy...
That was hardcore.
So those are some interesting words right there. All right, let's continue. Whenever you read a cancer booklet or website or whatever, they always list depression among the side effects of cancer. But in fact, depression is not a side of cancer. Depression is depression is not a side effect of cancer. Depression is a side effect of dying. Cancer is also a side effect of dying. Almost everything is, really. But my mom believed that I required treatment, so she took me to see my regular doctor. Crap, it logged out. Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she took me to see my regular doctor, Jim. Jim. That's a good name.
Dr. Jim.
Dr. Jim.
Dr. Jim.
Who agreed that I was how do you say that? Veritably. Who agreed that I was veritably swimming in a paralyzing and total clinical depression, and that therefore my meds should be adjusted and I should attend a weekly support group. By the way, guys, I am trying to improve my vocabulary, and I haven't read a book in like a couple years, so that's why I stutter. But if you guys do this book club, I'm sure you guys will see me, like my progress, whatever. So, hanging tight with me, I know. Let's keep going. And I should also attend a weekly support group. This support group featured a rotating cast of characters in various states and tumor-driven unwellness. Why did the cast rotate? A side effect of dying. The support group, of course, was depressing as hell. It met every Wednesday in the basement of a stone-walled Episcopal, is that right?
Yeah.
Episcopal church shaped like a cross. We all sat in a circle right in the middle of the cross, where two boards would have met, where the heart of Jesus would have been. I noticed this because Patrick, the support group leader, and only one person over 18 in the room, talked about the heart of Jesus every freaking meeting. All about how we, as young cancer survivors, were sitting right in Christ's, it's weird for me to say that.
It is weird.
Christ's very sacred heart and whatever. So here's how it went in God's heart. The 6 or 7 or 10 of us walked/wheeled in, grazed at the decrepit, what does that mean?
Like ugly, bad, stuff like that.
Okay. Decrepit. So decrepit, if you guys don't know what that means. It means, I wonder can you check to make sure? I don't want to tell them like the wrong thing.
Yeah, it's like decrepit selection.
Why are you reading? Okay, I'm reading because this is a book club. And I'm reading The Fault in Our Stars if you guys want to follow along. Because I need to up my vocabulary. And this is Yosh next to me. He lives with us and he watches us. But I am on page 4. And for those of you that just came on, I'm on page 4. Down at the bottom. Where was I? Decrepit selection of cookies and lemonade. Sat down in the circle of trust and listened to Patrick recount for the 1,000th time his depressingly miserable life story. how he had cancer in his ball. How he had cancer in his balls, and they thought he was going to die, but he didn't die, and now here he is, a full-grown adult in a church basement in the 137th nicest city in America, divorced, addicted to video games, mostly friendliness, mostly friendless, eking out a meager living by exploiting his cancer-tastic past, slowly working his way toward a master's degree that will not improve his career prospects. Waiting, as we all do, for the sword of Damocles. Damocles? I don't know how to,
I don't know.
I don't understand that. I'll just say Damocles. To give him the relief that he escaped those many years ago, when cancer took both of his nuts but spared what only the most generous soul would call his life. And you too might be so lucky. Then we introduce ourselves, name, age, diagnosis, and how we are doing today. I'm Hazel. Well, I'm Cameron, but she's Hazel.
I'm Yosh.
Oh, this is Yosh, by the way. I'm Hazel. I'd say when they get me to I'd say when they get to me. 16, thyroid originally, but with an impressive and long-settled satellite colony in my lungs, and I'm doing okay. Once we got around the circle, Patrick always asked if anyone wanted to share, and then began the circle jerk of support. Everyone talking about fighting and battling and winning and shrinking and scanning. To be fair to Patrick, he let us talk about dying too. But most of them weren't dying. Most would live in adulthood, as Patrick had, which meant that there was quite a lot of competitiveness about it, with everybody wanting to beat not only cancer itself, but also the other people in the room. Like, I realize that this is irrational, but when they tell you that you have, say, a 20% chance of living 5 years, the math kicks in and you figure out that's 1 in 5. So you look around and think, as any healthy person would, I gotta outlast 4 of these bastards. Next page, page 6, if you guys are keeping up. Yeah, so we're on page 6, and I know you guys following along. I'm doing this every Thursday, so if you guys want to follow along, you can. I'll probably do like 1 or 2 chapters, or 3 if I get really good at, or really fast. But right now I'm really slow because I haven't read in forever. And I need to better my vocabulary. But, I love you, Hilda, and it's every Tuesday. What did I say? Did I say every Thursday?
Thursday, yeah, it's every Tuesday.
It's every Tuesday, yeah. Sorry, I'm like super busy. I'm thinking about a million different things, but your voice is so relaxing. Thank you, I guess. But yeah, so this is like a book club thing. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's for, I don't know, they're just saying like, but this is something I really wanted to do with you guys because I need to work on my vocab, and why not read with you guys? I don't know.
This is for you. This is for you.
And this is Yosh, if you guys don't know. But I low-key asked him to be on here because I didn't want it to be awkward. Me, like, reading and messing up.
It's not awkward.
Okay. Page 6, top. The only redeeming facet of support group was this kid named Isaac, a long-faced, skinny guy with straight blonde hair swept over one eye. And his eyes were the problem. He had some fantastically improbable eye cancer. One eye had been cut out when he was a kid, and now he wore the kind of thick glasses that made his eyes, both the real one and the glass one, preternaturally huge. Like his whole head was basically just this fake eye, and his real eye staring at you. From what I could gather on the rare occasion when Isaac shared with the group, a recurrence had placed his remaining eye in mortal peril. Isaac and I communicated almost exclusively through sighs. Each time someone discussed anti-cancer diets or snorting ground up shark fin or whatever, he glanced over at me and sigh ever so slightly. He'd glance over at me and sigh ever so slightly. I'd shake my hand microscopically and exhale in response. So support group blew, and after a few weeks, I grew to be rather kicking and screaming about the whole affair. In fact, on the Wednesday, I made the acquaintance of Augustus Waters.
Oh.
So this is where they meet?
Yeah, this Augustus has been waiting for this part.
Yeah. I tried to level my best to get out of the support group while sitting on the couch with my mom in the third leg of a 12-hour marathon of the previous season's America's Next Top Model, which, admittedly, I had already seen, but still. Me. I refused to attend support group. Mom. Is that weird how I say it like me? Mom.
I like it.
Mom. One of the symptoms of depression is what does it say? Oh, disinterest. It's like dashed. One of the symptoms of depression is disinterest in activities. Me. Please just let me watch America's Next Top Model. It's an activity. Television is a passivity? Oh, come on, please. Hazel, you're a teenager. You're not a little kid anymore. You need to make friends, get out the house, and live your life. If you want me to be a teenager, don't send me to support group. Buy me a fake ID so I can go to clubs, drink vodka, and take pot. You don't take pot for starters. See, that's the kind of thing I'd know if you got me a fake ID. You're going to support group. Hazel, you deserve a life. That shut me up. Although I failed to see how attendance at support group met the definition of life. Still, I agreed to go. After negotiating the right to record the 1.5 episodes of America's Next Top Model I'd be missing, I went to support group for the same reason that I'd once allowed nurses with a mere 8 months of graduate. I went to support group for the same reason that I'd once allowed nurses with a mere 8 months of graduate education to poison me with exotically named chemicals. I wanted to make my parents happy. There is only one thing in this world shittier than biting it from cancer when you're 16, and that's having a kid who bites it from cancer. What? There is only one thing in this world shittier than biting it from cancer when you're 16, and that's having a kid who bites it from cancer. All like for her parents.
For her parents or for her?
By the way, we are on page 8. Page 8. If you guys are following along. And I love you, Britsta and Teresa. Alright. Mom pulled into the circular driveway behind the church at 4:56. I pretended to fiddle with my oxygen tank for a second just to kill time. Do you want me to carry it in for you? No, it's fine, I said. The cylindrical, did I say that?
Yeah.
Cylindrical green tank only weighed a few pounds. And I had this little steel cart to wheel it around behind me. It delivered 2 liters of oxygen to me each minute through a cannula, is that?
Yeah.
A cannula, a transparent tube that split just beneath my neck, wrapped behind my ears, and then reunited in my nostrils. The contraption was necessary because my lungs sucked at being lungs. I love you, she said as I go out. You too, Mom. See you at 6. Make friends, she said through the roll-down window as I walked away. I didn't want to take the elevator because taking the elevator is a last days kind of activity at the support group. So I took the stairs. I grabbed a cookie and poured some lemonade into a Dixie cup and then turned around. A boy was staring at me. I was quite sure I'd never seen him before. Long and leany, muscular, he dwarfed the mottled plastic elementary school chair he was sitting in. Mahogany hair, straight and short. He looked my age, maybe a year older. And he sat with his tailbone against the edge of the chair, his posture aggressively poor, We're all slunched over. His posture
Yes.
aggressively poor. We're like, his posture. This thing's annoying. Okay, his posture aggressively poor. One hand half in a pocket of dark jeans. I looked away, suddenly conscious of my myriad insufficient. What? Myriad? I looked away, suddenly conscious of my myriad insufficiencies. I was wearing old jeans, which had once been tight, but now sagged in weird places, and a yellow t-shirt advertising a band I didn't even like anymore. Also, my hair. I had this pageboy haircut, and I hadn't even bothered to brush it. Furthermore, I had ridiculously fat chipmunk cheeks, a side effect of treatment. I looked like a normally proportioned person with a balloon for a head. This was not even to mention the cankle situation, and yet I could have glanced at him, and his eyes were still on me. It occurred to me why they called it eye contact. I walked into the circle and sat down next to Isaac, 2 seats away from the boy. I glanced again. He was still watching me. Look, let me just say it. He was hot. A non-hot boy stares at you relentlessly at it. I feel weird saying that.
Why?
Because I don't find guys attractive. Well, actually, guys can be good looking, but that's weird. Okay, look. Let me just say it. He was hot. A non-hot boy stares at you relentlessly, and it is, at best, awkward, and at worst, a form of assault. But a hot boy, well. I pulled out my phone and clicked it so it would display the time, 4:59. The circle filled with the The circle filled in with the unlucky 12 to 18s. And then Patrick started us with the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity. God grant me the how do you say that?
Serenity.
Oh yeah. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Someone blew like a little thing.
Whoa.
I love you, Bella. We're on page 10, by the way, guys. If you weren't following along. And if you are following along, cool. I might read slow right now, I know, but I will get better. Okay. My back hurts. Me too. I wonder if we can Anyways. I cannot change the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. The guy was still staring at me. I felt rather blushing. Finally, I decided that the proper strategy was to stare back. Boys do not have a monopoly on the staring business, after all. So I looked him over as Patrick acknowledged for the 1,000th time his balllessness, etc. And soon it was a staring contest. After a while, the boy smiled, and then finally his blue eyes glanced away. When he looked back at me, I flicked my eyebrows up to say, I win. He shrugged. Patrick continued, and then finally it was time for the introductions. Isaac, perhaps you'd like me to go first today. I know you're facing a challenging time. Yeah, Isaac said. I'm Isaac. I'm 17, and it's looking like I have to get surgery in a couple weeks, after which I'll be blind. Not to complain or anything, because I know a lot of us have it worse, but yeah, I mean, being blind does sort of suck. My girlfriend helps, though, and friends like Augustus. He nodded toward the boy who now had a name. So yeah, Isaac continued, he was looking at his hands, which he'd folded into each other. This screen keeps going off. Which he folded into each other like the top of a TV. There's nothing you can do about it. We're here for you, Isaac, Patrick said. Let Isaac hear it, Let Isaac hear it, guys. And then we all, in a monotone, said, we're here for you, Isaac. That's like typical, like, you know how they see in the movies where it's like, hi, I'm Cameron Dallas and I'm an alcoholic. And then like everyone's like, hi, Cameron.
We're here for you, Cameron.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Michael was next. He was 12. He had leukemia. Page 11, top. He'd always had leukemia. He was okay. Or so he said. He'd taken the elevator. Linda was 16 and pretty and pretty enough to be the object of the hot boy's eye. She was a regular, in a long remission from appendiceal
Yeah.
appendiceal cancer, which I had not previously known existed. She said she said as she had every time she said as she had every other time I'd attended support group that she felt strong, which felt like bragging to me drizzling numbs as the oxygen drizzling numbs tickled my nostrils. There were 5 others before they got to him. He smiled a little when his turn came. His voice was low, smoky, and dead sexy. My name is Augustus Waters. My name is Augustus Waters, he said. I'm 17. I had a little touch of osteoscroma.
Yeah.
A year, I don't know how to say that, sorry guys. Osteosarcoma.
I don't think anybody knows that
Osteosarcoma.
word.
A year and a half ago. But I'm just here today at Isaac's request. And how are you feeling? Asked Patrick. Oh, I'm grand, Augustus Waters smiled with a corner of his mouth. I'm on a roller coaster that only goes up, my friend. When it was my turn, I said, my name is Hazel. I'm 16, thyroid with mets in my lungs. I'm okay. The hour proceeded apace. Fights were recounted, battles won amid wars. Ooh, that's a weird sentence. Fights were recounted, battles won amid wars sure to be lost.